Hello, I'm taking a look at the next short story in this collection that we're doing a deep dive into called The Tattooed Tale. It was published in 1919, so it should be for free online. I'll try to link you to both this collection as well as the free collection for you folks. It's written by Albert Payson Terhun in a very, very popular magazine, so he must have been with things like, Mark Twain and such that were published in it, and so forth. It's called Branded. Again, it's 22 pages long. I read it a couple nights ago for the first time. We've been doing a deep dive into this for you folks. I like this. I thought it was really fun and interesting and such, but it didn't use its length well, if you will. So I, didn't feel I wasn't feeling it right, but that's fine. I mean, it wasn't the worst thing in the world, and so forth. But basically, so I'm going to be getting like a 6.5 out of 10 for you folks. As a reminder, my reviews are spoiler free. But we've been doing a deep dive into this collection for you folks. Now, this one, the Branded, isn't in the traditional 3 genres that I do reviews of in the horror or science fiction or fantasy genres and so forth, but it's in that short story in this collection, and I did like the ideas of where this short story was going, but I could see the ending. I didn't feel like, oh my gosh, that's amazing with it or anything like that with this guy's attention to detail and such. So I wasn't seeing that, if you will. So that's cool, but it was something that really jumped out at me. Similarly, I thought the idea was good. So basically, what's happening in this is that we have a guy who is married to a woman. He's a lawyer, so he should be getting enough money to make a living with and so forth. But it's not like that much money, as much like lawyers might make today. So he's making enough to survive and so forth. And he married a woman with some money coming and so forth from their parents, but unfortunately they all spent the money and went broke. Unfortunately, on some unwise spendings and such. So the money isn't there anymore. Now he's really upset. So now he's getting his brother, and you'll find this out in the first 2 or 3 pages, who's about to announce his engagement to one of the most beautiful women in the world in the area, but he's very, very poor. He can barely afford the clothes that she buys for herself to wear. So he's now trying to get his brother, talk him out of it, and so forth. So that's what's happening, and that's up the Branded one. So that's cool. I did like the idea and so forth, but it's more of a light sort of comment on material wealth and so forth. I don't really feel like there's a lot here to say or anything like that, but it's fine. It's well written. I'm glad I read it. And such, but again, it's probably just a 6.5 out of 10. It's not the most, knockout, drag down thing that I've read in this collection, like the last 8 short stories were. So it took me about an hour for me to read it for the first time a couple of nights ago. Last night I was doing a lot of checkouts, so I wasn't able to review any videos or reading anything else either, because it was a big work day. It was like a 12-hour work day. It's not working residence life and such. So I'm looking out today after a big meeting. That's why I'm all dressed up with the suit and tie and all that good stuff, because I had a meeting today at work. So there you are. Thanks. As a reminder, this channel's name is The Worst Thing About Notebooks, which is a quote from a French philosopher, Jacques Choupert, who said that the worst thing about them was that they kept us from reading the old ones, right? And this is definitely an older work from 1919 as a reminder. That's more than a century ago. Cool. Again, I'll try to find you for free on the comments below, since most of those things, assuming it's been published and it's been, a big enough hit with fans to be out there for folks. So there you are. So have you read it? If so, what did you think about it? Let's talk about it in the comments below, whatever your thoughts are. And if you agree or disagree with my 6.5 out of 10, let's talk about that too. If you like this video, why not hit the subscribe button, the like button, the bell button if you're feeling frisky, and then share it with your friends. Do all the YouTube stuff. And then finally, I just want to pause a moment and thank you so much for taking some time out of your day and investing it and watching my video, because we all have so many things that are happening in our lives, right? And we're pulled in so many different directions. So the fact that you spent this time with me, that's incredibly humbling, and I appreciate it. So thanks again, and have an amazing day.